So, can we talk about this character? Or is it gonna be a nightmare? Hi, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Genshin Impact. I'm so happy to see you. Today we're gonna be talking about Zhongli. Now, of course, there is just a lot with this character that's going on in the zeitgeist and in the community. Essentially, people are. I get it. But I get both. I get every side. I understand, like, for everyone, I can empathize with everybody in this situation. But one of the things that people, I think the one thing that people who are who think Zhongli is unfair and etc., which is people are annoyed that Zhongli doesn't have enough damage output. You cannot really easily viably make him a DPS. If you try your heart out and you have absolutely cracked damage sets, then yes. But you could probably just throw those on a Razor and a Diluc and they would take you even farther. So, yeah. But sure, you could do that. But I think one of the strongest arguments that people have for Zhongli being a DPS is this. That. Why does this character have one of the coolest attack animations if you don't do it? Or you shouldn't do it, you know? Like Razor and Diluc both have their DPSs, and DPSs that more or less you're gonna be swinging them swords. And yet they have the same more or less attack combination that looks the same amount of shit whipping around a sword, you know? It's not like Zhongli, who's literally kicking spears and has a great deal of finesse, and he's also like hovering this spear in the air, and it's covered in geo damage. Love it. Looks absolutely sick. Also, it's a fast ass attack speed. So why would you give this character such an amazing using ability when all you're going to be using for is this? And even that doesn't look that cool compared to this. Boom, and lunge. Great. Or this. What? He literally goes and just teleports with 1,000 spears in his wake. So sick. And of course, people thought Zhongli was going to be strong because in the lore of Genshin, I don't want to spoil anything, but Zhongli is one of yeah. Can think of him as nah, I can't say that if I want. This story's been out for a while. Consider him like a war god. Anyways, regardless, ladies and gentlemen, I understand what that people are coming from when it comes to that. The other thing is, in the previous gameplay that we've seen for Zhongli, when the designers in Japan, or not Japan, China, when they were first showcasing Zhongli, you've seen a bunch of awesome people in the community translated Zhongli for us. And we were actually able to see his damage output, and he was smashing things. And that's why a lot of people in the community were like, hey, Zhongli doesn't scale as well as Diluc, doesn't scale as well as a Razor, but scales pretty damn well. Enough for him to kind of be in the same wheelhouse as Zhang Ling. Just for reference, if you guys are like, what do you mean scale and GRINN? Let's go with Razor and Zhongli. Now, Razor and Zhongli, Razor a little bit leveled up, but doesn't matter because we're looking at his talents. So this is Razor. Let's go with Zhongli first. This is Zhongli's attack pattern. Now, I don't have it all. I can't show you everything right here, but essentially, this right here, how do I show it properly? I can't really show it properly, but basically with this, he starts off with his multipliers, which is his number one hit, does 30% damage, or this and this, it goes all the way down. With his final hit, his lunge, dealing the most damage. Now, this is not going to show you what I wanted to show you because I actually have this skill leveled up and his skill not leveled up. But if we had level 6 with both of these skills and we held them up to each other, you would see that Zhongli is like terribly behind when it comes to Razor. Razor has such better multipliers on his hits, which makes him a good DPS. That's why people say if you take it's cool, you can add physical damage, you can add attack, you can add attack, you can add some buffs to give you more attack. But ultimately, it doesn't matter if your multiplier is starting off at a low period, and if you can force it, but why wouldn't you just take that gear and put it on someone who doesn't need you to force it and go even further beyond? So yeah, I understand the sentiment of people being like, hey, we seen him in the previews that they were showing us within showcasing Zhongli and Child and Dione, I think, when that thing was coming out. And he was able to deal something. So now this is it all went to shit a little bit. And this is what the designers actually showed us on a live stream in China or something like that. But with that being said, Do I, again, I understand the sentiment. I think it's stupid. I think it's so stupid that this is not developed. Or this. Why the fuck would you develop his attack combinations to be so sick if we're not really meant to do them? It doesn't make any sense unless there's a pole arm where, like, the more you actually hit, there's a chance for you to regenerate a tiny particle, and then maybe you can, like, just attack your ass off and then get your ult back. And then the other thing that's a good criticism for Zhongli, just him being, like, functionally weird, is that this is something that I think genuinely should be patched, and everyone's on the same page that this should be patched. But essentially, this is super inconsistent about how it regenerates energy for you. So this will hit an enemy and give you a particle sometimes. Sometimes it gives you two, and you're just like, holy shit, I got my ult back immediately. And then other times, it does nothing. It gives you fucking no article or a particle back. If you guys don't know what particles are, they're the thing that gives you your ult. It's like a quick boost to your ult charge. And it just does basically nothing, and it's really shit. Now, it's funny because all these criticisms aside, MiHoYo actually came forward because this was a huge bit of shit within the community. And by the way, I'm delayed on this, so this will just be a nice time capsule of the chaos that existed in the community for a while. But anyways, Zhongli, people were complaining about him on Reddit, on YouTube, everywhere, saying why can't he deal damage? And of course MiHoYo came forward and said, are we gonna patch him? No, we're not, because he was never intended to be that way. Again, I think it's a bit of a fucking miscorrect when you have the but sure. They said that's not what Zhongli is intended to do. Zhongli is intended to be a geo god. Fuck. It's fucking fish story. Anyway, he is intended to be this like super support, which Geo is the support element. Defensive support element specifically. So this character is also designed to stop people from dying, and to never die at all, turns out, which is this ability. Boom. You have, okay. So that's their argument, and also he also scales with his ult. So even though he has one of the flashiest combos in the game that looks so beautiful and immaculate, as well as he has the coolest charge ability, I would argue, don't use him. Don't use any of that. Instead, use this quick animation, bang. That's it. But you do get a cool looking like pyre, like tombstone, right? And you can do one of these and get this cool little thing over you, right? Still not as cool as this, but still, regardless. Also, you have your ult, but your ult comes back super inconsistently because this thing doesn't really work that way. Or it does, but it doesn't make sense. Like, if every time this thing pulses and hits something, it should give you a particle. But instead, it's like, sometimes we do that, sometimes we don't. This gets you your ult back in a second, and then never. And it's like, this sucks. So that's all the criticism behind. I understand them. I understand that, again, I can stress it again. This should have just been like some stupid little pokey thing and whatever. Or maybe it should have been entirely utility-based, where it's just like 2-hit combo, but then it fucking throws someone back. So it tells Zhongli to get the fuck back, and then boom, you put your pyre up, and that's a wall of defense, and now you can switch to a venti and reposition, or jump in there with a razor, and fuck people, whatever it is. But yeah, so I understand that sentiment. I also understand the sentiment of the devs. I understand that too, where they're like, this was never his intention, and you're asking us to like, not only like he is supposed to be a crazy, cracked, fucking nonsense support, and you guys are yelling at us, or a finite, or a group of people are yelling at us to make him a DPS. And like he can't be one or the other, and thus far in the game there are already characters that you can use that are DPSs, so why would we change this character to be that as well when there isn't any of him in the game, really? Not a person that has that much of a shield, and not a person that has that much lockdown and crowd control, so why would we pivot and make this thing? Are we supposed to make him better than everybody? And then we have a criticism thrown at us that now 5 stars they're making the old characters redundant, and completely so. One is max defense, and he can also deal damage. It just doesn't make sense. I understand MiHoYo's heart in that, where they're like, what? Like, why would we give you more of something that you already have, which is DPSs in the game? Instead, the thing that we were going to focus on is when we see that players are dying and dying and dying, and where they're dying in the spiral abyss. Okay, so maybe we should make a character where dying can happen less. And lo and behold, guys, now we're getting on to the gushing about Zhongli, because I do not regret my purchase at all. In fact, I think this banner in the game is easily one of the best in entirety of Genshin. And I've been playing ever since the first week and a half of this game. Where are we going? Wish. So the banner, and when people are saying, well, maybe Zhongli shouldn't be your favorite shouldn't be your first 5-star. No, but if you're swinging for, god damn it, game, I'm going to wish. Thank you, God. Anyways, if you are going for a 5-star to get Zhongli, the odds of you getting maybe 2 or 3 Razors, really good. Razor, Ace, oh my god. Oh my god, I want to make a video talking about him. As soon as I hit 45 and I'm able to get some artifacts for Zhongli and that can perfectly harmonize Razor, I want to talk to you guys about it. But this banner, you get Razor as a great DPS, most likely. If you don't get that, then you may get a lot of the rock and roll girl. I'm sorry, still don't remember her name, even though we're building her, because I lucked out and got it on stream. Yeah, anyways. You get an amazing alternative support, but also alternative damage dealer. And you also get another fantastic support, Chunyu, who can also, if you get a lot of consolation, can be a damage dealer. Also, you get one of the best supports in the game, Zhongli, which makes healers irrelevant. I don't have a single healer in my game. The only thing that I'm missing is a Mondstadt's reputation, our city reputation thing that allows you to get rations so that you can eat food real quick and heal. I don't have that. Would love to have that. Working on it. Have to get done leeways because I'm at rank 7 and I need that damn fucking wings to give to Zhongli so it perfects his aesthetic. Anyways, the struggle is real. But yes, I definitely think this is the banner that you probably should bank on, because sometimes they throw banners at you where it's like damage, 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 and you're like, well, great. I'm gonna bet on that banner, and if you have no support, then you're fucked. You're fuckity fucked. But if you have, and then there's banners that are completely weird, where all of them are defensive, and you're like, okay, well, I hope you have a DPS, because if you don't, then you are fucked. Yes. That aside, I think the banner is worth betting on, especially if you're holding out your primo gems. I regret nothing, especially considering I lucked out immensely and got max constellation Razor, which gives me a crazy DPS. So I'm actually quite excited that I didn't get like 3 Zhonglis, because then I would just be kind of in this weird support situation. Not great, but even still, Razor at Constellation 0, still great, absolutely fantastic. I will say one of the things that's the most cracked about getting his Razor's Constellation is this. If we go to his talents, this ability right here, Constellation 3, allows your ult to get 3 extra points, which just jacks up like a super huge spike of your attack speed when you use your ult to be a little nutty. So a lot of people will say this or that. Also, Bite's good too. Bite's amazing. I want to make a video about Razor and, of course, the Rocker Girl, who is one of the coolest aesthetic characters. Also, all of the people in this banner look effing immaculate, besides maybe Chung, because, you know, he's just kind of a weird, like, it looks like he's coming from a cathedral or something. But she looks badass, Zhongli looks badass, and, of course, Razor looks like a wolf thief. Love it. Anyways, we're talking about Zhongli, me. Stay on track. I could not be more overjoyed with him, and I want you guys to know, I'm about to show you guys what he can do. It does him no service what I'm about to show you. But even still, he's able to get by in a really, really good way. Now, first things first, I have no constellation. Would have been cool to get the first one. Didn't luck out, so yeah. I did luck out, but just not in that way. Anyways, I also don't have a lot of his skills leveled up. Currently, I'm leveling up a Planetable Fall as well as Dominus Lapinus. The reason why is because I think I may actually pivot to Dominus Lapinus being the main thing, because that is what I'm going after him for. For those guys who do not know, even though I have the Rocker Girl equipped, her shield and Zhongli's shield are miles, and I mean miles apart. So far apart, as well as Zhongli has permanent uptime on his shield. I think his shield lasts 17 seconds, and his ult comes about, and his ability can be cast in 10 seconds. So as long as you're switching over every couple seconds and adding it again, you'll be able to add it again. Not only that, but your shield isn't just durable, but it scales with other things to make it even more durable, which is Zhongli's base HP. Also, you know what also synergizes with his base HP? This thing right here, his Planet Fall, his ult, which is also fantastic utility if they fucking fix the stupid regeneration of his pillar. Because right now it's not even worth throwing his pillar to regain energy from it. But yeah, my Zhongli isn't max level. I think he's 70, not even that good. Yeah, I could bring him to 80. I probably should. I will eventually. But also his artifacts. That was one thing I want to show you. So his artifacts are awful, like really awful. We're gonna probably make a video about it in the future, but if you guys want to get the substandard amazing support build for Zhongli, if I can navigate the menus, is right down here. Of course, it's in the Geo boss area, but this right here. All the way down. It is both of these sets in conjunction. The first two-piece sets you're going to want. So you're going to want the geo damage, and you're also going to want this one, which is increases your shield strength by 35. In fact, this is the one you probably should get first. Now, I think the reason why you don't want the 4-piece set is because while protected by a shield, this only affects the person that this is equipped onto. So unfortunately, if I were to like pop a shield and give this to Razor, then Razor wouldn't get the 40 extra damage buff, for Zhongli would, because he was the one who has this talent equipped to him. So yeah. But you know who would get the bonus of the increased shield strength? Razor, because I pop my shield, it gets dense, and then I give it to Razor, and it still carries over that density, which is fantastic. And then there's this. Now, the reason why you want this one rather than another one I'm going to show you is because geo damage affects your alt as well as your pyres. Your tombstone things. And the reason why, the only thing that you'd maybe think about subsidizing in that is, I think it's over here. This one right here. Essentially, elemental burst damage by 20%. Grin, that's going to be more damage for my meteor strike, right? Yes. But minus 5 damage, and you're also going to be buffing up tombstone. So I think that 5% less damage on your alt, but that's going into your tombstone, is a worthy thing, just because your tombstone is something that's always going to be in the environment, and eventually if they do patch that thing to make it so that you actually do regenerate your stuff, then we're going to be in good company. And again, I think the damage net output of your tombstone pulsating, and if you ever want to use a geo character, that also can help synergize it and make it a lot more worth it. And yeah, again, this is just me kind of talking about the drama, as well as saying, like, just showcasing Zhongli as best as I can. Well, not really. I want to make another video where I actually hopefully have him fully built out. But if you're lucky enough to build him, I would highly advise going for those two sets that I just said. That's what I'm going to be doing, as well as going for a thing with recharge rate. Unfortunately, I don't have any of those. I only have the Crescent Pike, but there is the Favonia Spear, I think that's what it's called. The Favonia series of weapons is best for regeneration, and that's what you should be building him for if you're building him for support, which you probably should be. So yeah. There is a free-to-play pike that you can actually craft that has energy recharge on it, but it doesn't have any sort of passive talent that helps to recharge, so it's not the best, but it is probably the one that I'm going to be going with, because I'm broke-ass. But anyways, also the things you're going to want to be building for Zhongli is health, and you guessed it, more health. Now, yes, you can throw in geo damage if you want. You can throw in energy recharge is also fantastic. Energy recharge affects your alt recharge, so that's the thing that can be valuable. But mainly you're going to want to be doing health. The reason why is because health boosts, yes, your meteor, but mainly your shield. And if you want to, for me, how I'm building Zhongli is to basically enable Razor to a crazy degree, as well as I'm also building Rocker Girl to do that as well, and the results are just madness. In fact, I cannot wait to show you guys those when I finally have built all of my characters out. Although Rocker Girl does not have her sixth or her last talent, which increases physical damage by anyone who has her shield on them, which is crazy, because of course Razor scales off of, you guessed it, physical damage. I'm not going to be able to make this. Let's give up ahead of time. Also, that's the thing that's kind of sad, though. I think the character that's going to have to leave is Venti. In my part, he's going to be the malleable piece, which makes me sad. But Venti also kind of gets around Zhongli's bullshit right now, where I can actually regenerate my alt, or his alt, pretty fast with just using Venti's thing, because it produces so many chemicals. Or not, particles, sorry, not chemicals. So, of course, you want enemies to be closer by you, but that's not necessary. So I'm going to put on my thing, and we're just going to get smashed. In fact, well, let's double up. Let's double up just so we get even more. Nothing. A single bit of damage. And we're sitting in a fire dot right now. So we can, again, well, it sucks that this enemy's being it's really stupid and silly. In fact, yeah, well, we'll just use this again. And break his stupid nonsense. Let's hope we don't kill him. We might kill him. It's rough if we kill him. We can find other enemies also. Also that. I wish there was a way to break this stupid damn fucking god. He's dead. He's gonna die beforehand. Well, we're standing in fire and we're still a-okay. It does no damage, but still, let's go find more enemies. God damn it, are you kidding me? Who can we fight that's not a total bitch? Alright, we want 1v1 so that I can show you, again, people have showcased how absurd his shield is. Where you just pop it on and then you just sit and do nothing. You're just like, hey, I'm just here, and nothing can break you. And again, I have him built for no shield. His HP is 14,000. It's good, but this guy can get all the way up to like 30 to 40 if you get not 40, 30 I think, if you get all of his things in the proper order, which by the way, that shield, the higher his health, the bigger his shield, and the more enemies around you, also the bigger the shield. So you can just pass that on to anybody and make the shield even stronger. And again, the shield just needs to hold out long enough for you to cast it again, which happens in 10 seconds. So you just need to have that much life, and it's pretty easy to get. Also, I'm running another girl who can also give me a shield, which gives me even more life. And I think Zhongli's is the deepest layer of the shields. So, yeah. If I ever got Chi-Chi, sorry, it'd be nuts. It'd be absolutely nuts. But let's do this. He's in the radius, and we also got a little more shield because we hit him. Ah, great. Maybe this wasn't the best enemy to do. I see you. I see your bullshit, alright? Jesus Christ. Hit me. Nothing. Absolute trash. Boom. Oh, actually, maybe that does put him out of his thing. Still full shield. We can even double up shields, see? Ooh, he finally took out the one shield, though. Look at him go. Not bad. Let's do it again in a couple seconds. Bang. There. Also, you can dodge shit really easily. But also, one of the things that's awesome about playing a character like Razor, who is absolutely nuts. Also, now we gotta be a little careful because we don't have our shield. And again, if we build our shield even for a little bit, now these guys knock you down into pieces, or like knock you apart so fast. Also, if we add this and this, he's just gonna die because he's in water like a dummy. But yeah, super fast and a quick kill. Again, that's oh no, ladies and gentlemen, forgive me for but a moment. We need to level up some things. If I get one that does, it's not crit damage. I need crit rate on our boy, but we got the 35 attack. Feel me? What can I do with that? Alright. If we could just get one with crit damage, it'd be fucking the best, but we did nothing. Fuck it, let's level up this one. Let's see if we get anything that we want. There's that sick, disgusting, succulent defense there. But if we can get that attack percentage up, not even like rate attack, but like the percent, hell yes, then maybe. Then maybe. We'll see. Let's see. Ha! No, never mind. Is it 5? 15? Maybe it's 15. What gives you the next thing? Here we go, new stat! Oh, come on, baby! It's defense. Of course it's defense. You know what? Maybe. No, it's bad. It feels bad, man. It's nothing. We got nothing. Anyway, give me that shit. But yeah, again, that's evident enough for just his utility. The fact that this comes back so quickly, and again, I don't have him. Just imagine if you took, again, I'm just waiting to get to level 45, or 40, yeah, 45, so that I can start farming this, so that even just, I think it's like already, I'm okay. Like, I don't ever need more shield, more or less. I could use a tiny bit more, but that could just come from me leveling up my HP, from like leveling up his artifacts that I still haven't gotten. So when I get an artifact that both has good HP and has this set, oh my god, utter bliss, heavenly, all that stuff. And yes, of course, shield strength and all that stuff is fantastic. So recharge, HP, geo damage, if you want to throw some icing on top, sure. Also, elemental mastery would also be better than attack and stuff like that, of course. Actually, not true. His ult does scale off of a mixture of attack, and also it can critical hit and all that stuff. But yeah, I'm not really using his ult for like the hammer. I feel like I can achieve way more DPS with Razor, like crazy amounts more DPS with Razor, which is why I'm building him the way I'm building him. And again, that's why I think the banner is so good, because again, I lucked out immensely with having one of the best DPS in the game, and lucking out with one of the best supports in the game, and again, synergizing even more with the rocker girl. The only thing I'm missing is a healer, and I like to use Venti until they fix the weird particle issue with Zhongli, where again, he's not regenerating stuff properly. What's a good place where I can showcase his damage? Let's go here. I was grinding this the whole day because I need stupid books for Razor. Because honestly, Razor's proving himself to like just take me to a whole new level. Like I've been kind of mentioning, it's been kind of nuts. But I want to show you guys what Zhongli and Razor can do in combination. And again, I want to stress, my Zhongli is not built yet. I'm waiting to grind him out. I have 50 resin, refined resin, or not refined resin, the resin that you just get for like leveling up an adventure rank. I have a ton of that that I'm waiting to spend on, of course, getting some decent or hopefully okay artifacts for our boys. I already have a good-ish artifacts for, of course, Razor, because yeah, I just had that. Also, again, I have no healer. The only thing that falls apart is when you forget to switch to Zhongli to put up a barrier every couple seconds, which is not that bad at all, but when you're playing Razor and you're trying to use up all of his ult, it can kind of get a little dangerous, but you probably will be fine. Yeah, so quickly just showcase how we use, or how I use him in conjunction with everything. Again, this is me just talking about really the craziness of his release, as well as me thinking he's absolutely viable. And it's not even that just he's viable. He's viable because he's alongside one of the best DPS in the game, and also another fantastic DPS. If you happen to get 5 out of 5 in her, absolutely wonderful as well. You can kind of a little bit subsidize her with Razor. Razor also is just kind of fucking bonkers though, so just be a little mindful of that. But yeah, anyway, I would start with Zhongli, doing this, and then of course resonating. That way everything kind of stays up if I can do it, because sometimes it's on a little bit of cooldown. I also like to activate this, and now we just start playing Razor and wrecking the entire world. But basically, he's built to enable Razor in a absolutely fantastical way. And yes, now we're popping off of Razor's ult and our attack speed again, because if you have Constellation 3 for Razor, he just gets an insane boost in attack speed just because of the 3 out of 3. And I want to build, I can't wait to get him to plus 13 if I'm lucky enough to do that. I know you need one of the crowns to do that, but if I'm able to get him to plus 13 and see his crazy attack speed, I'm going to be absolutely amped. Also, we're taking a little bit of damage here because I took a little while before I was able to actually activate his ult, but that's on me. We'll do one of these, burn some shields, and melt everything relatively quickly. We're also going to activate Wolf Boy mode, because of course we are. And everything is going to die in a couple of minutes. Also, we happen to have more shield, and we just beat this encounter crazy fast. So, yes. And the whole time, we weren't really dying. I did fuck up a little bit there, and I was talking, and I wasn't realizing that we didn't have our shield on. Don't do that. Do not do that. I hope I didn't just spend money. Use Primo, use Refined Resin. How many Refined Resins do I have? 52. Not bad. Neat. Regardless, leave. Yeah, so that was that. That was us grinding and farming. Again, if I just have a little bit more shield, then I think we'll be fine. Because I think it correlates directly with how. We gotta just quickly check. What is Razor's ult duration? I think it's like 15 seconds. Yeah, duration is 15. So we're able to activate our ult for 15 seconds. And what is his shield? His shield time is... Shield duration is 20 seconds. So yes. So theoretically, you have 5 seconds to pop his shield. The thing that's fucking me up is that he's, the shield is breaking. And again, I have him built for this. He's built so stupid. I stress that so much, which is why I'm like... People are like, I got a 5-star and I don't see any difference. I should be able to get, why do I have to get his constellation to have him pop off? And I'm just like, what, dude? What? I haven't built like an asshole, like an idiot, and just, he's able to do what he's supposed to do, even at that. So just imagine if you started to invest in his artifacts like HP, and of course regen, and again, if they ever do, I can't stress that enough, but if you have been building for regen, and they do fix the fact where whenever your pillars, whenever this, or even furthermore, just your elemental resonance, which is this hold down, like when you apply your shield, that damage, if any of that actually does apply Geo when you get particles back, and you're also spamming Razor and her, you're going to get his ult back so quickly and just dominate in that regard and keep enemies locked down and stopped, which is amazing if you're dealing with stupid enemies that just have so much shield and whatnot. But yes, ladies and gentlemen, Zhongli, couldn't be happier with. That's just me personally. Again, I understand, I don't want to be coming across like this way, but I understand if you're pissed off, because again, why did you give him one of the coolest attack speeds or attack things in the game if you're not supposed to do it ever? I mean, maybe you're supposed to do it a quick bit just to get like some of your powers back, because I think the Favonius Lance, it's like whenever you crit, you get your a shard back depending on how much refinement you have on it. I think it's less and less, but I mean, I don't know. Again, one of the arguments is that he is expert level husbando material. People love his design, and the kind of fact that you're not going to be running around with his amazing design is kind of weird, because he's made to basically be like pop and then switch to the character you've been playing forever and have seen forever. So I kind of get the idea of people being like, hey, I want to see the dude fucking fuck shit up, so like, why did you make him look so cool? And maybe the art team is on a whole nother level in this game, which I think they are. But ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for your time. This has just been us kind of shooting the shit with Zhongli. This is him not built yet. I'm still just patiently waiting, day by day, to get more and more of my dailies done so that we can get to level 45 so that I can just completely come undone and grind my teeth into the ground. It sounds like I'm headbutting the ground, but regardless, yeah, to get him to max level. That's my hope and all that stuff, but can't do it just yet because, of course, waiting for them damn levels. But, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for your time. You guys have been nothing shy of lovely. Hope you guys do enjoy the rest of your day. And again, let me know what you guys think about Zhongli. I think, again, there's no argument that he is not absolutely fantastic. The idea that you can subsidize him with a healer and be absolutely okay, and not only that, but he is capable of dealing insane damage, unlike healers. Well, unlike 5-star healers with a very specific kind of build. But yes, so yeah, I just don't get it. That like the weak argument. I get the idea that like it's why would you do this if we were not meant to play make him a damage dealer. I get that part of it. I don't get the idea of people saying that he's weak. He's just not, flat out not. And it feels weird when people are saying that like he's an S tier support. He feels like more than even that. And I say that as a person who's been playing Venti, and Venti is good, but Zhongli is just a different kind of good, you know? Like, again, the fact that if you had a Razor and a Zhongli, god tier. If you have a Razor and a Venti, pretty good, really good, but not, I don't think it's the same kind of pairing as a Zhongli and a Razor. I don't think that's the kind of pairing as a Razor and the Rocker Girl. But anyways, ladies and gentlemen, I'll stop eating up your time. Thank you so much for your time. Hopefully you guys do enjoy the rest of your day. Subscribe button over there, as well as 2 videos in the far right. And bottom left. Let me know what you guys think about, or top right and bottom right, sorry. Let me know what you guys think about the character. Again, I think he's fantastic. I'm totally not regretting what I'm getting him. It would have been cool to get the first constellation, because it's kind of annoying to just not have that. But anyways, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for your time. Hopefully you guys do enjoy the rest of your day, and of course, goodbye.